Hi, and welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. Alex DM me, Tiff, I get so mad at myself when I miss a few days of the gym. I feel like I get into a great ongoing routine, then something comes up at work, or I get sick or too busy and I take a break and I find it so much harder getting back into the swing of things again. How do you keep the momentum going when you have to take breaks? This is such a great question. As women, we have a lot going on. You know, you might get sick, you might have a busy period at work, the kids might get sick or everyone's sick at once, and then you might throw in a period or some hormonal changes, and there is so much going on with your training. So you really do need to be kind to yourself at this time and not beat yourself up for missing time in the gym. I always like to remind myself that there's a lot of pressure on habits and habit forming and motivation to get us through, but I like to focus on momentum. And I always say to myself after a long break, okay, you're just going to get started and then you're going to do something every day and build momentum, and it just carries you through. It gives you the energy and the drive that carries you through with that consistency rather than relying on motivation, which never shows up when you need it. It really comes and it goes, and it's not great. So I love to do the 3-hour reset rule. This is one of my favorite things because throughout the day, you might miss days or weeks because you're sick or busy schedules or kids are sick. But throughout the day, we have little setbacks all the time. And these little setbacks inform whether we do things or not, like go to the gym or eat a healthy meal. So for example, you might wake up with the intention to go to the gym, but you might sleep through your alarm, or you might not have the healthy breakfast that you intended to have. You might have grabbed a muffin and a coffee on the way to work instead. And then, you might have gone out to lunch with some colleagues and then not eaten as healthy as you wanted. And all of a sudden, it's a cascading effect of just not getting there because, I've already stuffed the day. I might as well not go. It's the all or nothing attitude that creeps in. Whereas if you have the 3-hour reset rule and you treat every 3 hours as a brand new day, you're never stuffing up. So it's like you sleep through your alarm, but 3 hours later, it's a 3-hour reset. And it's like, okay, I slept through my alarm, but maybe I can go to the gym after work. I'm going to still have a healthy breakfast. It's about reframing that all or nothing attitude. And I find it really works for me psychologically, and I hope that you find some help with it too. But I have been using it for years, and many people say the 3-hour reset rule has saved them. Then I always say that you need to acknowledge the setback. You need to accept the setbacks are normal. They're a part of life, and they're a huge part of the fitness journey. Recognize what caused the setback without being too hard on yourself, and have that self-compassion and that love and say, listen, I was sick, I was run down, I couldn't help that, I didn't ask to get sick, or I've hit a busy patch at work, priorities, I've got to head down, give my all to work at the moment, but I will come up for air and I will reset. It's just about priorities and definitely having that self-compassion. I know when my kids get sick, it can be so frustrating because you're up all night with them being sick, and then they're home from school all day, and then you can't get any work done. I can't exercise because I'm looking after them. And it's just like that complete surrender of waving a white flag and saying, I accept this setback. It's a normal part of the fitness journey. I will restart again next week or set that date. Success isn't linear. And, our wonderful pre- and postnatal expert, Brooke Turner, did say that you have forever to find your fitness. So, it is a journey. It's not that you have to be fit by a certain time or you have to be as strong. There's no pressure there, you got to take that pressure off. As you're returning, I think that you need to reassess your goals and set achievable short-term objectives that lead you to those long-term goals. You might have had a goal to maybe lose a kilo, or maybe it was a PB with your bench press, or maybe you really wanted to, run 500 meters on the treadmill. Like whatever your PB or your goal was in the gym, reassess that goal. You're not going to set your alarm the next day after being sick for ages and get out of bed and then go and nail that PB. You have to reassess. You have to pull it back and say, you know what? It's the first day back after some time off. I'm going to take it really easy, and I'm just going to do 20 minutes brisk walking with a bit of incline, and then I'm going to do 10 push-ups, 3 rounds, and that's my session. Really simple, not overthink it, and just reassess those goals. And then I'd say you got to focus on the positive. Reflect on past successes and progress. Remember the benefits you've gained from staying active, such as improved mood, your energy levels skyrocketing, your overall health improving. And then you're looking at these successes and progress, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't wait to get back into the gym. So it's really motivating for me. Sometimes I look at old photos of when I was really fit, or I'll think back to, I got 60 kilos on my chest press or something like that, and working on my strength at that moment. Or maybe I was able to run 7Ks and how great that made me feel. Don't be devo that that's not you now, but it's in you. You've done it. So reflect on those successes and the progress. Then it's really important that you create a plan. So develop a really clear, actionable plan to get you back on track. Outline specific steps that you're going to take, such as adjusting your workout routine, modifying it, or scheduling exercise sessions in your diary. Lock them in so you can see it amongst all the other stuff that you have to do. And with that workout routine, don't just write exercise. Write like, okay, today I'm going to do buys and shoulders and a little bit of cardio. Wednesday, I might do a full body workout with a little bit of cardio. Like, what is your plan? Like, what is your overall plan going to be? And on specific days, allocate that type of exercise. It may be a recovery, stretching, mobility session. It might be a fitness class. It might be a boot camp. You might be doing a run club. Like, just allocate it and be specific, okay? Because a lot of people come to me all the time with wanting to get to goals, wanting to do things, and the only thing that's missing is they're just not specific enough. So do that. Next, seek some support. Lean on friends, family, your fitness communities online, wherever you find your motivation, and say, hey, I've been out of the game. I want to get back in. Can you come with me for my first run? We'll just do 3Ks, little warm up, cool down, make me accountable. Please show up, or come to that fitness class, that Les Mills body pump, or I'm going to press play on a home workout at 7:00 on Wednesday. I'm going to send you a selfie of my sweaty face after I've done it, and you're going to accept that text and be like, well done, okay? So you're going to be my accountability buddy. Like, make yourself accountable to somebody and lean on that support. You really do need it, and especially when you've had a long break. I find that's really important. Next, if you want to, you can change up your routine. That can be really helpful, and trying new exercises, new classes, a new activity to reignite that enthusiasm can be a good place to start. So for me, if I've had a long break, I'll usually, instead of just going for a run or something, I'll look at the MyTXO app and there's everything. And I'll think, you know what? I'm going to do a dance class. I'm going to do a dance class for 20 minutes. Just to get a bit of a sweat on, get my body moving, and to take the fear out of it and go, oh, that wasn't too hard. And then I might do like a strength session, but make it hit and a bit of fun. And then, before I know it, I'm out running again and back to my usual routine. But you just sometimes need to break it, short circuit it, do something a little bit different. Fitness classes are great because you can pick and choose and do anything. And then you want to really celebrate those small wins. So acknowledge and reward yourself for anything small, all those small accomplishments. this helps in maintaining that motivation and building that momentum. So, if you woke up early, you got there to the gym 3 times a week, or maybe you press play on a home workout 4 times a week, celebrate. Maybe that means you do Uber Eats, on a Saturday night and have a night in with movie marathon or something. And as you're getting back into it, start tracking your progress, because using an app or a journal or something to monitor your workouts and your progress, you'll start to see tangible evidence of all of those improvements, and then that boosts motivation. So everything I'm talking about today is about boosting motivation, so you don't have to rely on it. It's really important. You want to definitely, as I've said, practice that self-compassion and be kind to yourself about setbacks, and engage in that self-care, and remind yourself of why. Why are you even interested in doing a fitness journey anyway? Whether it's for better health, more energy, improved mental well-being, what is your big why? And reconnecting with your core motivation can really reignite your drive as well. And then, if you're really struggling to get back into it after a patch of going MIA on the gym or something, seek professional guidance. Find a coach, an online trainer, do a one-off session. I do this all the time. So I get on Instagram, or I look around, I do my research, and I find a trainer that I think is phenomenal. And then I'll just book in for a rando session, just a one session, and they'll teach me something new. And I'll go, oh my God, that is such an awesome, sexy movement. I'm going to integrate that into all of my training. I'm going to, and I get a new program and I'm going to start doing it. I've done calisthenics, gymnastics, diving, I've done ballet, anything. I've gone out and done all these different kinds of sports and movements and different types of mixed martial arts, all so that I can learn some cool stuff to reignite my passion for movement. And remember, it doesn't have to be a slog every single day doing the same thing, because that doesn't work. That doesn't bring out results anyway. If you're thinking to yourself, if only I could run 5Ks a day, that is not going to bring results anyway. You've got to mix it up. You've got to have a bit of strength training. You've got to have a bit of cardio, a bit of mobility, a bit of flexibility. You've got to work all around the pillars of fitness: speed, agility, coordination. You've got to work it all. So you don't want to get stuck in a rut anyway. And finding some online or in real life inspiration. Sometimes I download a great program off the internet and I just go and do it. And I think that really brought something new to my training, and I had fun doing it. I'm going to do this for a bit. I don't know. But these are a few strategies and few tricks and hacks that work for me. I hope they work for you. And, remember the 3-hour reset rule, because it doesn't only work for exercise, it also works for food, because, that all or nothing mentality with food is really a big trap. And if you have a chocolate bicky for morning tea and then you think, oh no, I've stuffed the entire day, then you can just reset. Every 3 hours is a brand new day, and you just get back, healthy lunch, and it's like it never happened. It's better than having another Tim Tam, snacking throughout the day, eating sugar at 3 p.m. with a coffee because you're dying and you've got no energy, and then having, some takeaway food for dinner because you couldn't be bothered because you've already stuffed the day, and then the bad day turns into a bad week, and then you just lose control. It just stops that all or nothing attitude, which is just so important. So thank you for a great question, and I hope that helped. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company, so please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_XO and let me know what questions you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon.